I started a band and we got signed, and it was over as quick as it started. My rock career was 1 year long.
Yeah, I think about it every day.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's not. No, I don't. You weren't even going to tell me.
Oh, no, we did tell you. We told you that night. We gave you the full report.
The first time I did it, like 10 years ago, the sort of press, particularly the industry press in America, was like...
Ricky Gervais finds himself navigating through a challenging period, triggered by a recent Netflix joke controversy. In a candid series of statements, he has disclosed that he believes he is the target of a deliberate campaign, resulting in the loss of virtually everything he holds dear. The unfolding narrative promises more layers to the story, inviting further exploration into the circumstances surrounding his current predicament. So let's get started to know what's the tea? Ricky Gervais is once again at the center of controversy due to a joke featured in his yet-to-be-released Netflix special, Armageddon. In a teaser clip shared by the comedian, Gervais makes light of terminally ill children, using the term baldy and the R slur. The controversial nature of the joke has prompted over 12,000 people to sign a change.org petition, urging Netflix to remove it from the upcoming stand-up special, scheduled to debut on December 25th.
What annoys me when people say, oh yeah, humans, we're the most evolved. We're not the most evolved. We're no more evolved than the slug or the snail. People go, oh, come on, look at them.
Following the contentious moment in Armageddon, Gervais addresses the audience, emphasizing that these are jokes and clarifying that he doesn't use the R word in his real-life conversations, attributing it to playing a role in his comedic performance. He said, "These are all jokes, all right? I don't even use that word in real life, the R word. I'm playing a role. I am writing this petition as a parent whose child bravely battled cancer." The recent skit by Ricky Gervais on Netflix, where he refers to terminally ill children as baldy, is not just disrespectful but also deeply hurtful. The description reads in part. In a recent interview on BBC Radio 5 Live's Headliners podcast with Nihal Arthanayake, Ricky Gervais addressed what he deemed as faux outrage directed at him and drew a comparison between those expressing discontent and hecklers. Dismissing the criticism, Gervais asserted, "I can play to 1 million people. I won't get a complaint. As soon as it goes on Netflix or as soon as someone writes up a joke that says this is offensive, people go, oh, that's offensive. They haven't even heard the joke. They weren't there. Ignore them. They don't count. They have no effect on me. They don't count. They're hecklers." The petition advocating for the removal of the controversial joke from Gervais' Netflix special is led by Anna Villa, identified as a parent whose child bravely battled cancer, as mentioned in the petition's description. The recent skit by Ricky Gervais on Netflix, where he refers to terminally ill children as baldy, is not just disrespectful but also deeply hurtful, Villa writes. It mocks the courage and resilience of these young fighters who face their illness with grace and beauty despite their baldness. Anna Villa, the organizer of the petition, asserts that Ricky Gervais's jokes not only crossed the line of good taste, but also demonstrated a lack of compassion. She describes them as a disrespectful gesture, particularly to children fighting serious illnesses and their families who support them through challenging journeys. In the petition, Villa emphasizes, "Our children are not a punchline, their lives aren't a joke." She goes on to demand the immediate removal of the offensive skit from Netflix, arguing that comedy should never derive from someone else's pain, especially when it involves innocent children grappling with life-threatening illnesses. In response to the criticism, Gervais acknowledged that offending people is an occupational hazard for comedians. He highlighted the impact of social media, likening it to a form of heckling through digital platforms, stating, "They just want a reaction. Being ignored has the same psychological effect as being slapped in the face. So I really enjoy ignoring people." Ricky Gervais clarified his approach to comedy and politics, explaining that while he generally avoids delving into political discussions, he adopts left-wing or right-wing personas on stage as per the needs of the joke. Dismissing the notion that jokes reflect the comedian's true beliefs, he emphasized, "Some people think that a joke is a window to the comedian's true soul. It's just not true. It's a joke." Addressing critics of his new special, Gervais expressed his acceptance of their right to dislike it and choose not to attend the show. However, he affirmed his commitment to pursuing what he loves and acknowledged the diversity of opinions among his audience. Gervais also took to Twitter to issue a content warning about his stand-up special, outlining the controversial topics he covers. In the tweet, he stated, "If you don't approve of jokes about any of these things, then please don't watch. You won't enjoy it and you'll get upset. In this show, I talk about S, death, P, race, religion, disability, free speech, global warming, the Holocaust, and Elton John." He advised those who disapprove of jokes about these subjects to refrain from watching, as it may not align with their sensibilities and could cause distress. Gervais' previous Netflix special, Supernature, similarly drew criticism for its jokes mocking trans people, with the LGBTQ advocacy group GLAAD calling the comedy hour dangerous and saying it consists of anti-trans rants masquerading as jokes.
I use the old-fashioned sexist trope that women aren't funny. Now, in real life, I know there are loads of funny women. Like,
Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos defended Gervais and Dave Chappelle, who also took aim at trans people in his 2021 show The Closer, saying that comedians cross the line every once in a while. Dave Chappelle, known for consistently backing fellow comedians, recently refrained from supporting a fellow comedian, sparking speculation that he might be a target. People are questioning the apparent inconsistency, noting that other comedians who made similar jokes didn't face cancellation like he did. One of them wrote, "Ricky Gervais is the CM Punk of stand-up comedy. He doesn't give a crap what other people think as long as he exposes their unpleasant smell. Hollywood is so rotten as hell. We're behind you, Ricky." Another one added, "He's our national treasure. You can tell he was born working class because he's honest and not a P. Not best suited to Hollywood or being a criminal court judge here in Britain. Hollywood should have a surprise napalm party." This is just one incident. He has also experienced something like this with Piers Morgan, too. The ex-host of Good Morning Britain conducted an interview with Suhail Shaheen, described as unmissable in promotional material. Piers announced the exclusive interview with the official Taliban spokesperson on Twitter, saying, "Tonight, exclusive. I will interview the official Taliban spokesman." During the interview, Piers and the Taliban spokesperson clashed over statements, including the assertion that Afghan women aren't required to wear the burqa, drawing a comparison to face masks in the UK used for COVID protection.
Let me respond to you. Let me respond to you, please. Don't just keep talking. Right? Yes. It is true that some primary school girls are still going to school. It's after they get to teenage years.
When a Twitter user sought Ricky Gervais' opinion on the interview, the comedian instead responded with a jest about the decision itself. A Twitter user asked the star of Afterlife, "What do you think about Piers Morgan interviewing the Taliban tonight? Disgusting?" In response, Ricky Gervais quipped, "I've lost all respect for them," in a post that has already garnered 65,000 likes. During the interview, Piers Morgan delved into questions about the state of the Afghan economy and confronted Suhail Shaheen on what he perceived as hypocrisy regarding girls' education. In a notable moment, Shaheen compared the burqa to a COVID face mask, asserting, "What you're seeing you've gotten from media reports, which are not correct. Their property is safe and secure." Shaheen defended the practice, stating, "There is no problem with that. About the veil, it is not only in Afghanistan, but all over the Islamic world. You may have it in the UK. Muslim women are also wearing it in the UK. Just like the only opening for the eyes, many are using masks. There is no problem. It is the same as the mask. The mask is not draconian, but the veil is draconian?" Following a jab from Alan Partridge during his BAFTA speech on Sunday, Steve Coogan, appearing as the comedic character, humorously remarked, "Sadly, I can't be with you because I'm on a nationwide tour, performing to an audience bigger than Piers Morgan gets on the actual telly. But the good thing with Piers is that it doesn't bother him." This comedic moment came on the heels of a setback for Piers Morgan, as the ratings for his new Talk TV program took a dive after just 1 week on air. However, Ricky kept going. Known for his brash and outrageous stand-up routines that fearlessly tackle societal taboos, Ricky Gervais once again opened up in a candid interview with the Daily Mirror about his softer side. In the interview, he shares that his partner, novelist Jane Fallon, is his soulmate and serves as the inspiration for his latest heartwarming TV series.
So Jane came home to find me under a blanket on the couch with the cat, freezing cold, right? It was like she was away for 2 days and it was like Castaway. It was like...
Having been together since 1982, Ricky Gervais and Jane Fallon met at University College London and shared a flat above a brothel in the then rundown King's Cross area, known for its prevalence of drugs and prostitutes. The couple lived a modest lifestyle for many years before finding success in their 40s.
Life without your beloved Jane.
Well, yeah, the first thing that came to me was, imagine if you lost everything, you wouldn't care about anything anymore. And what is that?
Gervais's latest successful show, After Life, depicts the heart-wrenching journey of Tony, a grieving widower grappling with mental health issues after the loss of his wife to cancer. The series has garnered a large fan base for its touching portrayal of Tony's marriage, depicted through flashbacks with home video clips capturing moments of laughter and playful pranks, an emotional tribute to Gervais' own relationship with Fallon. "I don't think I've ever been lonely," he says. "I don't think I've ever suffered from depression or despair like Tony. I've seen it. You don't get to 60 without seeing most things. I've lost both parents and a sibling, and all my pets and some friends. But the ultimate for me would be losing my soulmate. That's the worst thing that could happen to me. So it's an imagination, a fiction, that stems from that." Despite the heavy subject matter of Afterlife, Ricky Gervais, speaking from his London home adorned with numerous trophies and awards, reveals that he doesn't constantly dwell on thoughts of death. Instead, he emphasizes the importance of living life to the fullest rather than fixating on the inevitable end. However, Gervais does acknowledge being a bit of a hypochondriac, a tendency that Jane, his partner, works to ease by providing reassurance when he becomes paranoid about his health. "I'm not the sort of person that goes around going, 'I think I'm going to die one day,'" he says. "All I know is that I want to die well. I am pro-quality of life. I'm very pro-assisted dying. But death is what it is. It's the circle of life. For 13.5 billion years, we don't exist. Then we have about 80 years, then we die, never to exist again. That's it. The only thing you can do is make your 80 or 90 years, if you're lucky, the very best they can be. I don't think that much about death. Having said that, if I wake up and I've got a lump, I say to Jane, 'That's cancer.' She'll go, 'No, it isn't. Don't you remember you hit yourself with a broom?' Or I'll go, 'Oh, my heart rate's up.' She'll go, 'You've just had 3 cups of coffee and ran up the stairs.' Or, 'Jane, I've got bowel cancer.' She'll go, 'We had beetroot last night.'" After reaching its 3rd series, After Life has captivated a massive audience of 100 million viewers globally, according to Netflix. The show's fans have followed Tony's journey from contemplating S to realizing he couldn't leave his beloved dog Brandy behind.
I do go around as much as I want, which is not at all.
For Ricky Gervais, an advocate for animal welfare causes, the significance of the dog in the story is crucial. Gervais emphasizes the importance of the dog, stating, "I made the dog as important as anything on the planet. That dog metaphorically and literally saved Tony's life." And they do, it's true, I've met lots of people who got a dog after their partner died, or their kids got them a dog after their partner died, and it changed them. They were happy again, you know? A pet is a member of the family. We put down our cat in March, and I was devastated, so I can't imagine a dog dying. It's the only spoiler I do. The dog does not die. Hailing from a working-class background in reading, Berkshire Gervais experienced a gradual rise to fame. Ricky Gervais embarked on a varied career path, trying his hand at various jobs, including an office manager, an experience that later inspired his first hit TV series, The Office. In an even more unexpected turn, he briefly managed the band Suede before their breakthrough in the early 1990s. Gervais also delved into the music scene, releasing 2 singles as part of the new wave pop duo Siona Dancing.
Take you down Equality Street. You never know the people you meet at the...
In the 2000s, Gervais found success with comedy slots on the 11 o'clock show. However, it was when he turned 40 in 2001 that he achieved widespread recognition, co-writing with Stephen Merchant and starring in The Office, the pioneering British mockumentary featuring his portrayal of the cringe-worthy boss David Brent.
Sorry, mate.
Oh, sorry, mate. Excuse me.
What are you doing?
English.
You're taking the mickey and fixing on the wrong person.
No, I'm not picking on you at all.
Since then, Gervais has enjoyed further television success with shows like Extras, Derek, and Life's Too Short. He ventured into films with Cemetery Junction and The Invention of Lying, and his stand-up tours, including Animals and Humanity, garnered immense popularity. His stand-up special Humanity was part of a reported $40 million deal with Netflix. Despite being synonymous with the character David Brent for many years and gaining fame for his provocative and divisive persona, Gervais has also become well known for Afterlife and his advocacy against animal cruelty and poaching. This shift highlights a softer side to him that contrasts with his brash public image. When asked if afterlife has changed how people perceive him, considering his past as a provocative and divisive figure, Gervais reflects on the evolution of his public image. "Everyone sees you differently," he says. "Some people were surprised that I could act because they thought playing Brent was just mucking around. They don't realize that's acting. Brent was having a midlife crisis. He wanted to be so loved, he had problems, so yes, that was acting. But you're bits of everything you do. I'm in every character I do. Some people think that I'm harsh and uncaring, and other people think I'm soppy and only care about animals. Actually, the thing that people say most to me now is, thanks for everything you do for animals. I'm probably more famous for liking animals than any one role I've done." Afterlife has consistently revolved around the theme of small kindnesses, and this holds particularly true in the latest series. While Ricky Gervais' character Tony navigates through moments of losing his temper with irritating individuals, the essence of the show remains rooted in love, friendship, and acts of kindness. Gervais captures the core message of the series when he succinctly sums up what he believes is the meaning of life. "We're stuck with this, and there's nothing you can do about it," he says, "so make your life the best you can possibly imagine. That's all you can do. It's the point of living. To me, making the best of it is be as happy as you can be without hurting anyone else. That's it. Oh, and get a dog." Ricky Gervais has become synonymous with hosting the Golden Globe Awards, delivering rollicking, envelope-pushing shows in 2010, 2011, 2012, 2016, and 2020. Known for his caustic wit, Gervais fearlessly roasted celebrities to their faces, creating memorable and often controversial moments. In 2016, he humorously quipped about Matt Damon, saying he was the only person that Ben Affleck hasn't been unfaithful to. And in 2010, he introduced Mel Gibson by saying, "I like a drink as much as the next man, unless the next man is Mel Gibson," acknowledging Gibson's struggles with alcohol. Despite his outwardly unrepentant demeanor regarding his roasts, Gervais expressed regret over one particular joke in 2011 when introducing presenters Tom Hanks and Tim Allen. He said, "What can I say about our next two presenters? The first is an actor, producer, writer, and director whose movies have grossed over $3.5 billion at the box office. He's won 2 Academy Awards and 3 Golden Globes," before adding, "The other is Tim Allen." In 2020, Gervais admitted regret over the bit, clarifying that he has nothing against Tim Allen. He explained to The Hollywood Reporter, "So even though there's no malice and I can justify it comedically and everyone laughed, I didn't want Tim Allen to think, 'Oh, that was written for me. Why me?' Well, because you were standing next to Tom Hanks." Despite facing opposition from several industry figures, his fans remain steadfast in their support, expressing concern that the backlash could potentially harm his career. Nevertheless, they continue to stand by him unwaveringly. One of them wrote, "I don't care how quickly he rose to fame or how insulting that is to celebrities who put in so much work. Ricky Gervais is a natural genius of comedy. He deserves every bit of the accolades he's gotten." Another person added, "Very inspiring human being. People take everything way too seriously and get offended way too easily, almost like they are looking for something to be offended about. FYI, well done to him and his success. What a story and very inspiring to others." One more person went on saying, "If Hollywood hates you, it's a huge badge of honor. Ricky is a very talented comedian. He is one of very few stand-up comics that I would go out of my way to watch. He's both hilarious and honest. He doesn't participate in celebrity worship, so he doesn't pander to them. He calls them on their BS, and it is a beautiful thing. He is a national treasure that every Brit should be proud of." Ricky has been selective about major movie roles, turning down opportunities such as the role of butler Remy Jean in the blockbuster The Da Vinci Code due to his aversion to British actors in significant film roles. He also declined a part in Al Pacino's adaptation of The Merchant of Venice, citing a lack of love for Shakespeare.
"To bait fish without. If it will feed..."
Gervais passed on a Mission Impossible sequel, opting for the ensemble comedy For Your Consideration, and turned down a Pirates of the Caribbean movie, expressing reluctance to spend extended periods in a Los Angeles hotel room for a brief on-screen appearance. "The number of times I've sat down for a great film by a great director and a British actor pops up and ruins it for me." Gervais also passed on Al Pacino's 2004 adaptation of The Merchant of Venice. "I don't love Shakespeare. I don't know if I'd be any good at it," he told DVD Review. Around the same time, he passed on a Mission Impossible sequel in favor of the ensemble comedy For Your Consideration, and also a part in a Pirates of the Caribbean movie. I didn't really fancy sitting in a hotel room in Los Angeles for 9 weeks for 2 minutes on screen, Gervais told the Daily Mail. Notably, he declined the chance to replace Steve Carell in the American version of The Office, rejecting the idea of committing to a demanding schedule. Gervais preferred hiring someone else for the role, allowing him to avoid the early morning routine while still benefiting from syndication money. Why would I get up at 6 a.m. 5 days a week for 7 years when I can hire someone else to do that and still get my syndication money? Gervais told Vulture. There's also one significant television project that Gervais declined. After Steve Carell left the American version of The Office, producers floated the idea of Gervais replacing him, reprising his role of David Brent from the original British version of the show. Why would I get up at 6 a.m. 5 days a week for 7 years when I can hire someone else to do that and still get my syndication money? Gervais told Vulture. Ricky Gervais, known for his acerbic and confrontational style, has garnered a reputation for delivering biting remarks, especially during his hosting stints at the Golden Globe Awards. His penchant for hosting turned into large-scale roasts of Hollywood, often leading to hostile and vitriolic comments that have sparked feuds with various celebrities.
Live from the Beverly Hilton Hotel here in Los Angeles. I'm Ricky Gervais. Thank you. You'll be pleased to know this is the last time.
One notable feud emerged in 2009 when James Corden portrayed Gervais in a sketch on the comedy show Horn and Corden. Gervais reportedly sought revenge after Corden's Harvey Weinstein jokes at a Hollywood gala fell flat. Gervais criticized Corden on Radio Andy, stating that he didn't do it well enough. In a particularly savage joke at the 2020 Golden Globes, Gervais took aim at Corden, saying, "The world got to see James Corden as a fat pea." He was also in the movie Cats, but no one saw that. Gervais' confrontational approach extends beyond Hollywood figures. In a 2011 stand-up special, he targeted Susan Boyle, the international singing sensation who gained fame on Britain's Got Talent. While people also believe that due to his nature he has lost everything and is known as the most hated person of the Hollywood. That's it for today. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.